Alright, hey guys, I'm doing a bunny guide for Miss Animal Lovers. She asked me to help her out with a few questions she needed. Or he. I really don't know who this is. um, okay, where do you keep them? You can keep them pretty much anywhere. I keep my bunnies on the backyard because, I used to have them in the garage, but I had so many that they just needed to go in the backyard, and I put tarps over them if it rains, or I like make sure it's nice and shady for them if it gets too sunny. A big cage for a dwarf bunny. I have a dwarf bunny, and his name's Oscar. He's in like a little dog kennel kind of cage, but that's because I let him outside like all the time. I don't know how big the cages should be. They have like, cause since he's a dwarf bunny, there's like pretty big cages at the pet stores that they have that are pretty big. That should be fine for him, but as long as he gets like exercise like at least a couple times a week, that's fine. If you let him out like in the grass and play a few times a week, that should be great. The bunnies should be as old as you want. You don't want a too old bunny because you want to try to get a younger bunny like a year younger, because that's when they can start getting attached to you, or you could start playing with them and they can get used to you. Because if you get too old bunny, they won't care to like want to play and stuff, and want to learn about understand who you are. You always want to play with your bunny too. You always want to pet it and stuff, and take it out of the cage and hold him or her, whatever it is, and because if you just leave it alone and give it food and stuff, it's not gonna want to play with you. It's just gonna want to be in this cage all day and not be near you. Because I've had that experience. My friends have bunnies that they don't touch at all, and you go stick your hand in that cage and they try to attack you because they don't want to be touched, because they've been used to it. Like if you go to I don't recommend you getting one at the pet store either. The pet store rabbits are mean too, because nobody plays with them. They're just a pet store, and they're just gonna do their job and feed them. They don't want to play with them. And I've been at pet stores and I've seen their bunnies, and they scratch you and they freak out when you hold them because they're not used to it. Like breeders, my rabbits, the little babies are used to people. They like being held by people, so they're used to that. And let's see the next one. If you're worried about bugs and stuff, you don't want to use spray because it's harmful to them. I would just keep them outside. Bugs don't really come that much. There might be little flies here and there, if they're in the backyard or something, but I have a bunch of them. It hardly smells back there unless I leave I have a huge trash can that I put all the waste in. If I'm too lazy to go empty it, so it'll sit there till it's full, and it will kind of be smelly, but it's not really that bad. They're not disgusting. And newspaper's fine to use for them. They'll eat it, but it's fine. I don't know. Newspaper, I don't really use newspaper for them really. If you just shred it up, or a magazine, old magazines are better to use too. If you shred it up as bedding and stuff, because they're allowed to eat paper and stuff. There's no problem with them. Dog pads are not okay. I want to use those because they'll eat it. They eat everything you put in their cage. They'll try to eat anything you put in their cage, really. And if they're dirty, it's fine to give them a bath every once in a while. I don't recommend doing it once a month, because it's not really the best thing to do for a bunny. Maybe twice a year or 3 times a year. I hardly give my bunnies a bath ever, and only if we're outside and they're playing in the mud or something, I would give them a bath. They sell bunny shampoo at the pet stores or something. You get that, but I don't give them baths all the time. It's fine to give them a bath if they get dirty. Supplies, Toys, they have a lot of toys at the pet store for bunnies. I don't have that many toys for my bunnies. I make them. Like, I'll make them out of, like, tissue, little empty tissue rolls, and, like, I'll put them in their cage, and they toss those things around, and they chew it till it's gone. Or, like, twigs, or, like, sticks and stuff, they like those. Like, any, like, dog toys, or baby toys are fun, or they like those, too. I have my, like, old baby toys from my younger brother, and they play with those too. And like, you can always get, like, an empty cardboard, like in the giant Quaker's oatmeal. Like, when we're done using it, we'll put I'll poke a bunch of holes in it, like big holes, and like I'll put some Timothy hay in there, and they go crazy because they love, like, pulling out the hay out of it, eating it out. That's a fun toy they like. What else? They need hay all the time. They like eating hay, and they need to have it at all times. They can drink from bowls and bottles and stuff. If you can, the bowls are a lot better because they can drink better from a bowl than a bottle, but they're more messier. I have bowls and I use bottles for some different rabbits. The dwarf bunnies they're sweet rabbits. They're sometimes more like, it depends on what kind of breed you get. I know the boys are a little nicer than the girls are. Unless you get 2 boys, you don't want that to happen. If you're just getting one bunny, yeah, I recommend you playing with him all the time because he will get lonely. And make sure you get him neutered, because you don't want to end up like me with a billion bunnies. And that's pretty much. There's nothing else really to know about them. I mean, they love all fruits and vegetables. Just don't give them a lot of celery, because celery makes them have diarrhea bad. And I think that's it. If there's anything else you know, let me know, and I will let you know.